Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Touhou Double Focus. This is one of two Touhou games that are out next week by the time you see this video, and it's hopefully the really shitty one. Seriously, I know there are a bunch of people who hate how I rip into games just all the time on this channel and try and blame it on the fact because they think I'm a bloody pessimist. Well, avoid this video if you don't like that, because I have nothing but bad things to say about this game. Not much to see in the settings menu right now, which is a really big pain in the ass, and we'll get into why shortly. I've been playing for an hour, I'm at the end of the second area, and apparently I've covered 33% of the map already and a quarter of the items. So, yeah, that's a little odd, but we will get into that right now. So you start off in the base area. This is the only place you can save. You've also got a portal you can hop into that'll take you to, I think the last portal you put down? I'm not entirely sure how portals work in this game. They're a little odd. But, yeah. So, it's a Metroidvania, if you couldn't tell by the map, but it is a very big pain in the ass one. We'll get into why shortly. You've got random characters who are from the Touhou franchise, obviously, just sitting in the background, and they will be part of the story sometimes. Sometimes you'll just see him sitting around doing some random stuff. And yeah, that's just, the writing is terrible. Like, I've been trying to actually read the writing of this game, but it's just, it feels like it was written by someone who was just passing through English writing class. It's really, really low quality writing, and I don't like it at all. The little girl over here apparently wants a bucket for some reason. But if you find secret items hidden around the world and give them to her, you'll get special abilities for it. So, no, actually, I have to go in the other direction, because the other direction is the way to the second area. You do get abilities. You start out with Momiji being able to run up walls, and you can swap characters with the L button, and they both have different abilities. So, she's long range, and she is short range. I'm on the wrong weapon set. So let's just go and do a little bit of demonstration of the combat. I do have the boss unlocked, but I haven't been able to beat the boss. So, yeah, I've been stuck on the boss for 15 minutes. I just decided there's no fucking point because I hate this game so much I'm not going to play it again anyway. There's Shurno, who's a somewhat popular character just because I recognize her. You know, that's pretty bad. Also, by the way, these little cactus plants hurt you. Except for these coloured ones in particular that send you skywards. Nothing tells you that. So, that's the boss. We're going to leave that for a little bit, because I have the item I need to go to the boss. Or at least I think I do. Do I have the item that lets me go to the boss? I don't! Well, shit, we're going to have to go and find that, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to have to go find it. So, alright, on we go. Now, there's one thing I want to point out really quickly before we get into combat. The only way to access the options menu from in-game is swiping up from the bottom of the touchscreen, and they will not tell you this. For some reason. Only in the manual is this mentioned, and then it won't tell you what this option here in particular does. Respawn. Respawn means you don't have to reload your save game every time you die. It is the best option ever. Because dying in this game is relatively easy and relatively unfair. Most of the stuff you have to deal with isn't that big of a deal. The problem is, half the time the game fucks up so badly that you'll end up dying before you even know it. One of the biggest problem areas for this is an area in the first part of the game where you've got these two gigantic knights that'll shuffle back and forth, and the two of them can get you into a stun lock combo in which you will lose all your health and die. That's pretty much the end of it. It's the most frustrating thing on the goddamn planet. Also, for some reason, you can only backstep in one direction, but you can dash in either direction. I don't know why. They both cover the same amount of distance. It's really weird. So, alright, I need to get up this hill with my Miji, and then I need to immediately swap to this girl here. Try and avoid the ton of collectibles that this girl throws out, and then just make my way back up and cross again. It is the most simplistic roguelike style combat you can imagine, and it gets even worse. And you'll see why it gets worse shortly. Because I don't want to spend too long not being outside of the menus. Yes, that is a literal leap of faith you have to do. That is dumb. You don't know that thing's down there until you've jumped down. It's the worst thing ever. So anyway, we come down here, and this is the way to the item that we need to continue onwards, and then we need to make our way back. So yeah, Combat in this game, very simple. You just stand back and try and hit them. You do have other abilities, but most of them are useless. Like, Aya here can throw up newspapers, but they're useless. They're absolutely useless. She does also have an attack that lets her take photos of people, but it's also quite useless because it does no damage, but you need to use that for this, which is basically a bestiary. You need to take photos of everyone that you can. It is frustrating. I don't know why they insist on making this a thing in games, because it is the most bullshit thing on the face of the planet, and I do not care for it in the slightest. Some attacks require that you save up MP in order to actually throw them off, and that one there, which is the armor breaker, just takes a lot of MP. Oh, actually, it's stamina, not MP. Which kind of sucks, but anyway. So, I have to be a long-range character. The problem is, I've been in this room before, I know exactly what's in the ground, and it's gonna try and kill me, so I have to use my cure magic. The problem with cure magic is that in respawn mode, you don't get it back if you use it and die. So you're absolutely screwed if that happens. No, it wasn't this room, it was the next one over here, wasn't it? Yeah, it was this one. So this is the room where things will come up from the ground and absolutely murder you if you stand in the wrong spot. You want to guess where that is? There. I just got fucking lucky. I just got lucky that I managed to avoid that. There's no way that you could tell that's even there. But anyway. Oh yeah, I want to take this. All right. Yep, so this is the key item that lets you fight the boss. We'll head back through here. And... right, I have to re-equip the thing, don't I? Now, might as well talk about these menus while I'm here. Items menu doesn't really tell you that much. It tells you that you have some attacks and who they're exclusive to, but it doesn't tell you what they're actually good for. Like, for example, this one here. The White Wolf Tengu, Book 4. Learn the active skill Helmet Splitter. White Wolf Tengus are feared more than death, and the strongest of all is Momiji Inubashiri. That does not tell you that attack will temporarily lower the defense of an enemy you hit with it. It does not tell you this at all. And there's a bunch of shit like that. It's really annoying. However, what's even more annoying is the way skills work. So, skills are a combination of all the items you have, passive skills and active skills for your characters, and you can only carry along 3 at a time. So do you want parry, which is low probability to evade attacks? Well, that's one of your slots gone. Do you want to be able to carry along a healing item, so you can use that without coming here and swapping out? Well, then you're left with just 1 slot for an actual attack. You can use 3 different skill sets, but come on, guys. Come on, passive skills and healing items do not need to be in the same sort of attack slot as an active attack. I hate it. I think it's the stupidest fucking design decision I've seen in a game like this in a long time. I have to get the goddamn magic punch back out, because there's something down here that really pissed me off. So if I drop down here... nope, wrong room. Different room. My mistake. But you can also go through some walls, and this is how you find some secret items, obviously. But there is a room somewhere around the right side of the map that will actually trap you in it and require you to go back to the start. It's dumb. It's the dumbest goddamn room, and I hate it. I have no reason for it to exist. It's just there, and it sucks. You do get portal books that you can use, and they will spawn portals which can take you back to the main world. But once you've used these portals, they're stuck there for good. Even if you want to come back and, like, get them. You can transport between portals, so you can put them down anywhere you want, but at the same time, it's like, why not just give me a bunch of fast travel points? That would be way easier to deal with, and you wouldn't have to give me limited use collectibles and accept me using them incorrectly, just as a potential consequence. Notably, the game... hang on, I forgot what I was going to say. My head is... notably, the game does do this. It does force you to use... it forces you to use a portal. By dropping you into a pit you can't escape from unless you use a portal. It's retarded. It's absolutely fucking retarded. I hate it. So now, let me go and show you what the worst part of this game is. We are going to go fight the boss. The bosses in this game are absolutely fucking retarded, but we will get onto that very shortly once we are there. Alright, no, I actually have to go back and get that girl to read the fucking tablet, because of course I do. I decided to go back to the main menu and I didn't save the game because I was constantly respawning inside the, goddamn boss room just because I had respawn on. You. Right, so yeah. Writing is shit. I'm not even gonna bother reading it. It's just, it really isn't any good. Not in the slightest. Run, run, run. Okay, now I can talk to this. Yep, random statue. Not entirely sure. I don't even know what that lock is there for. I really don't. Like, the lock makes it look like you'll need to go get an object from somewhere else. But no, you just wander on in. And here comes another boss fight. This is the second boss fight I've done, and the first boss fight was just as much bullshit as this one. Yep, no point anymore. Just skip it, please. So here we are. I'm dead. Yes, I'm not even kidding. That is something that can happen within the first couple of seconds of this boss fight. Imagine having to go all the way back to the save point in order to come back here and fight this boss again. Retarded. Unbelievably retarded. Momiji also has a block. But yeah. The bosses in this game are ridiculously hard and extremely unfair just because some of the attacks they do can take you out in one shot. Just no questions asked. You'll just die if you run into them. Like, if you're too close to that, you will die. If you get hit by too many things coming out of the walls, you can get stun locked and you will die. There is way too many ways to die in this game, and they all suck ass. Oh, she did it again? God's sake. I've been stuck on this boss for what feels like forever, even though it's only been like 15 minutes. It's the stupidest goddamn boss. There's another problem too. The game lags. Especially on this boss, but also in some other areas, the game will lag like crazy if there are too many objects on screen. And this can actually influence your controls and make you miss jumps or crawl on walls without intending to. It's shit. It is absolute bullshit. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Just the dumb, like, only 3 attacks on one thing system, the game's lag, the combat being really boring and unfairly difficult. It's just crap. There's nothing interesting in this game outside of everything that's crap, too. So, the writing's terrible. The graphical presentation, the only thing that's even remotely entertaining about this are the characters. The characters look pretty nice, but that's because they weren't designed by the person who made this game. In fact, just the whole, like, overall presentation of this game. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of an old Flash game. Like, just not any particularly old Flash game. It just reminds me of a Flash game in general. It's what a Flash game would look like if they made it these days. Yeah, that lag spike there was ridiculous. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I've been playing for an hour and I want to delete it already, and I'm planning to. As soon as I'm 100% sure this video can go up online, this video is getting deleted because this game is getting deleted, sorry, because I hate it. I cannot stand it. And to hear that they're not even going to give it away for free with Gensu Wanderer is ridiculous. Because you get it for free if you buy the PlayStation 4 version of Gensu Wanderer. But you don't get it for free if you buy the Vita version, which is digital only. Which is dumb as shit. Mamichi's really the only one worth keeping out in boss fights, because she's the only one who stands a chance of blocking the instant kill attacks. Not to mention it takes away all your stamina to block, so even if you want to attack again, good luck. And I'm dead. God, I hate it. You can beat it if you're smart enough to memorize all the goddamn patterns and all that, but it's just way too unforgiving, and I'm playing on normal. There's a mode above this called double focus mode, and it makes the game even harder, and it's like, Jesus fuck, what are you trying to do? Even Castlevania's bosses were easier than this. I have an easier time with bloody Frankenstein on Castlevania on the NES than I do this asshole. I was always shit at the Grim Reaper. I can't find any redeeming value in this game whatsoever. I find nothing to like about it. It looks like a Flash game from the late 2000s. The writing is terrible. It lags like crazy. The combat is not engaging and quite unfair, and just, yeah, I have nothing. I have nothing good to say about it. I really don't. So, I'm gonna go export this video, then delete this game. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.